journey with mental ill health started when I was 9 years old. My parents had separated at the time and I was struggling to cope. I subconsciously thought that I had to do something drastic to bring them back together. So as a result, at 9 years old, I stopped eating. I lived off an up and go a day and I was very frail. But in my young mind, I thought my plan was working. My dad was staying over, my parents were talking again, and together they were helping me get healthy. And eventually I did recover physically, but my plan didn't work and my parents didn't get back together. And just 6 months after that, my dad died. He took his own life. At that age, I didn't fully understand the gravity of what had happened. I remember feeling sad, but only because everyone else around me was sad. And it wasn't until I was 18, finishing my HSC, that grief really crept up on me. I was living away from home, I was chasing my lifelong dream of becoming a dancer, and I was pursuing that at a performing arts high school. That's when my panic attacks started. I remember feeling completely out of control. And to gain back some of that control, or what I thought I could do, I turned to not eating again. This time though, it was much worse. I lost nearly 15 kilos and I cut myself off from my friends, my family, and I hid the truth from absolutely everyone. It was only when a close friend of mine came over one day, saw just how frail I was and begged me to get help. She took me to the GP and she told me she was taking me to the movies, so go her. That's when I was referred to KYDS. I remember reaching the end of my 10 free sessions, or what I thought were my last sessions. I was so scared, I was terrified. I remember sitting in tears. I'll never forget this moment. I was sitting in tears, so scared, imagining trying to face my struggles alone at this point. I'd been living out of home for 2 years, I was supporting myself financially, and there was just absolutely no way I was going to be able to afford to continue counselling. But my counsellor, Kim, she told me she would take as much time as we needed, and that money would never get in the way of my healing. Week after week for almost a whole year, I sat with Kim in that room and we worked on strategies to cope with my anxiety. I faced my grief and I had someone sitting by my side, listening to me with no judgment at all and believing in me even when I felt like it was all too much. KYDS gave my life back. And I can honestly say that without them, I don't know where I'd be today. Now, I'm a wife, I am a mother, I have a career that I absolutely love, I have a home that I'm proud of, and I've built an amazing community around me. And more importantly, I am happy, I am healthy, and I am here. And that's why I am so deeply grateful that KYDS exists. We need services like KYDS. And like Sally Ann mentioned earlier, KYDS is here to support people when they need it, for however long they need it, with absolutely no barriers to that support. I often think, I wish my dad had the chance to feel the kind of support I did, because maybe his story would have turned out differently to mine. Today, I am proud to say that I'm a qualified counsellor. And my hope is that I can give back what KYDS gave to me, to have that kind of impact on someone's life. So as we gather here tonight, I ask you to remember that when you support KYDS, you're not just funding a service, you're giving someone a second chance at life. You're helping another 9-year-old, another 18-year-old, another parent and friend to gain hope again. Thank you.